Protein, it's everywhere, right? It's in our shakes, our bars, plastered all over food labels. But with all that marketing, it's created a ton of confusion. So in this explainer, we're going to cut right through the noise and bust some of the biggest protein myths out there. So what's the real deal? Is it this miracle fuel that's going to transform your body? Or is a lot of it just really, really good marketing? It's genuinely hard to know with all the conflicting advice flying around. That's exactly what we're going to do here. We're going to push aside all the hype and look at what the latest science actually says. The goal is to separate the facts from the sales pitch, so you can make decisions that are right for you. Okay, first things first. Let's tackle one of the biggest myths right off the bat. The idea that protein is really only for bodybuilders or super serious athletes. The truth? It's a foundational building block for every single one of us, no matter what you do. And it's pretty amazing how much it does beyond just building muscle. I mean, we're talking about the very stuff that creates antibodies to support your immune system. It repairs tissues, produces crucial hormones and enzymes, and even helps keep your bones strong. Plus, and this is a big one, it helps you feel full and satisfied, which is a huge deal for managing your weight.
All right, this is where most of the confusion really lives. How much should I be eating? And when do I need to eat it? Does it have to be right after a workout? Let's dig into the nitty-gritty and see what the evidence shows.
We have all heard this one, right? Just pound more protein shakes and you'll get bigger muscles. But that's just not how our bodies work. Your body is incredibly smart. It has a limit to how much protein it can use for muscle building at any given time. The real key, the thing that unlocks it, is the stimulus from resistance training. Without that, extra protein isn't going to magically build muscle. So, with all the complicated formulas out there, what's a simple, reliable number? Well, for most healthy adults, the science points to a pretty clear target. Aim for around 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. That's it. It's a solid, evidence-based goal that works for the vast majority of people. Now, you hear a lot of fear-mongering about protein deficiency. But here's the reality check. Especially in developed countries, most of us are getting plenty. In fact, a lot of people are getting well over the recommended amount without even really trying. And that brings us to maybe the biggest myth in all of fitness, the anabolic window. You know the story. You have to chug a protein shake within 30 minutes of your last rep, or you've wasted your workout. Well, it turns out that whole idea is pretty outdated. Modern science shows the real window for your muscles to effectively use that protein is way, way bigger. Think 3 to 6 hours, maybe even more. What really matters is your total protein intake across the entire day, not cramming it into a tiny window. Okay, so we've covered how much and when, but what about where your protein comes from? And is it even safe to eat a lot of it? Let's tackle two more huge myths. The idea that high protein is dangerous for you, and that some sources are just flat out better than others. This is a big one. You've probably heard the warning that high protein diets will destroy your kidneys. Now, to be clear, for someone with a pre-existing kidney condition, that's a very real concern they should discuss with their doctor. But for healthy individuals, the evidence is overwhelming. This major analysis from 2024 confirmed that even really high protein intake is safe. And check this out. This is pretty fascinating. What happens when you eat too much protein? Well, unlike extra carbs or fats, which your body is super efficient at storing as body fat, protein is a totally different story. Your body's actually kind of bad at converting extra protein into fat. A huge chunk of its calories are just burned off during the process of digestion itself. So what about the whole plant versus animal debate? Well, the idea that plant proteins are somehow inferior has been pretty thoroughly debunked. Sure, an individual plant source might be a little low in one specific amino acid, but all you have to do is combine them, like the classic rice and beans, and you easily get a complete amino acid profile. And some plants, like quinoa and soy, are already complete all on their own. So we've busted a lot of myths, we've looked at the science. Now, how do we actually put all of this into practice? Let's build a simple, actionable playbook. Let's just boil everything down into 4 simple steps. 1. Know your number. That 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilo is a great target. 2. Spread it out across the day and stop stressing about that tiny post-workout window. 3. Focus on real food first. Supplements are fine for convenience, but they're not a necessity. And 4, this one is really important. As we get older, our protein needs actually go up a bit to help us maintain muscle mass. So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. Don't overcomplicate protein. The best approach is often the simplest. Just focus on getting enough from whole foods, hit that daily target, and you can confidently tune out all that other marketing noise. So there you have it. The actual science is a lot simpler and a lot less scary than the hype would have you believe. Now that you're armed with the facts, the only real question left is for you. How will you use this to fuel your life?